Warm greetings, Predators, it's me, Multi-Alex, and today we look at 27 things that Counter-Strike 2 did better than CSGO. First things first, graphics. The image is much better compared to CSGO, thanks to a new game engine. Maps, lighting, skins and visual effects are much better and much more realistic. Apart from the graphics, developers also improved the heart of the game, its backend. It'll no longer seem like you shot first, but somehow died anyway, like it was in CSGO. Subtick updates will make your gaming process more fluid and accurate. Even if it's not 128 ticks that you can get in outside gaming platforms Faceit and ESA, it's still a huge improvement over the official CSGO server, which only had 64 ticks. Another advantage of CS2 is its way to deal with the cheaters. From now on, if one of your future games has a cheater, your match will immediately be cancelled.
Surprise, motherfucker!
With an update function, Whack Live. This is a much better protection than CSGO, where the game continued even after the detection of a cheater. The fourth thing will make fans of skins very happy. It's been confirmed that they'll be carried over from CSGO to CS2, and that they'll also look like incredibly cool thanks to a new engine Source 2, which makes a lot of visual changes with lighting and materials in the game. For example, take a look at what an iconic Fade looks like in the sun. After the update was announced, prices on the CSGO market have skyrocketed. If you're interested as to why and how to make bank on it, check out my previous video. That's not all, you can now see your skins from all sides. May I remind you that you could only flip them horizontally in CSGO. It can seem insignificant to most players, but those who spent a ton of money building an impressive collection of skins will appreciate the bonus. The fifth thing is connected with a minimap. It now has a visual indicator of your sounds. For instance, if you're moving, shooting or even picking your nose while resting, the radar is tracing a circle. If you stay in one place, the circle disappears, a generally useful tool for beginners. The next great thing about Counter-Strike 2, and definitely way better than CSGO, is smokes. A separate guidebook could be written about them. There's just so much new here. Smokes are much more effective. Yes, they take more time than CSGO, but they last a bit longer. To be more precise, 3.5 seconds longer. They're easier to use, much wider, and fill up the space better. Players can also now see through them for a couple seconds after using bullets and grenades. Another good thing is that one-ways are no longer available. You can't see anything inside the smokes now, even on the edges. They are like a black hole, so the tactic of stealthily killing an unsuspecting enemy is no longer a viable option. In addition, now new smokes have different colors. City smokes is blue, T-sides is beige. Very handy. All of these revolutionary changes add completely new tactics to the game. Smokes are no longer an effective brick wall. You can break them, see through them, and decrease their effectiveness. Number 7. Counter-Strike 2 lost the match much faster. Look at the difference. CSGO takes twice as much to load, 16 more seconds. Imagine how much time you can save. 16 seconds, 10 times per day for 5 years, it's 3 whole days. We could've wasted it in some other way, so who cares?
Bruh.
CS2 also brought a few visual improvements in the HUD and menu. For example, after each round in the top middle section of the screen, you can see how much damage you've done to your enemies and how much damage they've done to you, which is much simpler than opening your console to read the damage stats. Also at the top of the screen you can now see what your teammates have bought and which one has a defuse kit or C4. It's really well thought out. Another feature that well borrowed from Valorant is the number of death. There's a card with a number at the bottom of the screen, and after committing 5 murders, the deck gets filled up and lights up, showing an ace.
Easy!
Before, when lowering the camera, you couldn't see your feet. It seemed as though the avatar was floating. It's different now. Our agent shall have feet in CS2. Not only can you see your feet, but you can also see your own shadow. A reminder, CSGO had it as well, but it could only be seen by other players. Another cool feature CS2 can be proud of is a new grenade camera, which allows players to look at where the grenade will fall before it's thrown. However, it is only open for training servers when you're learning about your grenade throws or are trying to find new ones. That's not all. DK grenades now explode 3.5 seconds faster, and audio for flash grenades has finally been improved. Listen to the difference. The first is from Global Offensive. Here's from Counter-Strike 2. It's finally not irritatingly loud. Also, listen to the difference between the shooting after. First in CSGO, now in Counter-Strike 2. This sound is closer to real life, truly deafening. I want to mention Molly separately. Look at the changes. The bottle is now clear, and the liquid inside is moving. Of course, it's actually empty, and this impression is created by the effect of liquid shaders. But no one cares about that, we're only interested in the appearance. Apart from visual improvements for the bottle, the new fire also looks different. And here's how it sounds when you enter it. Interesting fact, when inside the Molotov, your aim will flicker, indicating that your aim is less accurate. In CSGO, you were absolutely accurate even when standing inside Molly. Also, it appears to me that it's way more fire circle, so keep as far away from it as you can. Skyboxes don't seem to exist anymore. No more invisible walls that stop you from throwing smokes across the entire map. This means that you can throw smokes from one side of the map to another, basically from one corner to the other. I'm expecting many cool new grenade throws, with some old ones falling into oblivion. As you know, CSGO doesn't allow consistent jump throws without having to keep buying the command for it. Remember all the scheming. To find the necessary code, copy it, turn on the console, hit insert, randomly hit the other buttons because why not? Then the command doesn't work, again repeat. Oh god, I think you get it. Luckily now you can do consistent jump throws in CS2 without having to keep buying the command for it. All you need to do is get audio feedback from your agent like this. It means that the jump throw was done correctly. If on the other hand you throw smokes or a grenade in the wrong moment, you won't hear the sound. Easy. A lot of testers remarked that CS2 voices chat is much improved.
Do you like the new game?
Yes.
This has indeed happened, but those who have terrible sound will not feel the difference.
What?
I don't even feel like there's a new you can hear me in this shit, man. But I don't know why you want me
The console has slightly improved as well. It's easier to recognize text now. It's also colorful. It truly feels like we're becoming programmers. You can also use this amazing scroll bar when looking for a command. When it comes to game settings, developers decide to make our lives easier as well. In the video menu, players can now choose the necessary refresh rate. CSGO didn't have this function. Many players had to go to Windows settings to change it, which wasn't very convenient. There's also a useful mode in the advanced graphics section which lets you see what your game will look like in real time. Now you don't have to be in the game and constantly exit the menu to see the changes. Also, settings are applied immediately, no need to press the apply button. In general, previews like this have been used for a long time in other games, and finally it's here, thanks to Valve. There is a new function in Crosshair settings called Follow Recoil. When turned on, the crosshair will move with the recoil. The main thing to remember is that while the crosshair is on the enemy during the shot, you'll damage him. This feature can be especially useful for beginners or for players who are not experienced in controlling weapon recoil. This change is dedicated to all those who once accidentally started to remove their silencer before or during the shootout. You can now disable silencer removal on the M4A1 silencer and the USPS in the settings. Although problems with the silencer are not a common occurrence, it really annoys some people, such as myself. With regard to sound, the entire experience has changed, for the better of course. Firstly, developers got rid of the death sound, which annoyed us all. Now when you kill, you hear a nice louder sound. Secondly, now you can easily determine what objects exactly falls to the ground. A gun, C4, a grenade, etc. Thirdly, many weapons now sounds different too. For example, listen to the sound of a AK-47. Fourthly, sounds of aiming have also been upgraded. For instance, listen to AWP. Fifthly, echo from shots now depend on whether shots take place indoors or outdoors. Listen to the same shot made in different parts of the map. In addition to it all, developers created a new sound for falling and lifting C4. Now it's more clear, while the explosion is more theatrical. Generally speaking, the changes are wonderful and easy to get used to. New animation for Zeus. Have you seen it? It's just insane. Look at the difference. This looks like what is during Blackout. And this is when you have a generator. By the way, now you can inspect Zeus, which means we'll have new skins in the future. Another interesting thing which Valve shared when announcing the game is that creating maps and skins in Counter-Strike 2 will be much easier than in CSGO. It's great news for players who want to be creative and come up with new ideas. It'll also be much easier now to explain your 200 strategies on how to beat your opponent moment since you can now draw maps in Counter-Strike 2 like this. After moving to a new engine, bullet holes now have a 3D shape. It means that bullet holes will look much more realistic than in CSGO. For example, look how deep this hole in the wall is. It looks real. Bullet holes will also change depending on the material. For instance, here's a hole in a car, tires, butts. They look scarier and more realistic. Generally speaking, it's a small but noticeable change. Devs have not forgotten about fans of profile pictures. You can now get animated profile pics from Steam Point. Your profile will be animated everywhere, in the friend list, in the middle, or the very end of the game. Finally, the last thing that makes CS2 better is blood. Not only is it more realistic and splashes all around in various ways, but it also looks different depending on how much time has passed. For example, if I shoot this bot, you'll see blood on the wall. It's fresh now, but it'll change and dry in time. It looks a bit gross, but we'll get used to it. These were 27 things that Counter-Strike 2 did better than CSGO. If I missed anything, if there are any changes you like or dislike, leave a comment below. It's not the last CS2 related video, I must say. The next one will be about the games box. Compliments can only get you so far. So if you don't wanna miss this or other videos about Counter-Strike, leave your likes, subscribe to our channel Ikla, and root for our players. As always, it was Malta Alex, and see you in the next video, Predators!